What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Dr. Punch Army. I'm at the point in my collecting where I got to let go of some stuff. I've been at that point for a long time, if you guys have been following my channel. But there's like certain things I still want to have, things from my childhood, things that you know, create nostalgia for me. And you know, the Lion Force Voltron was always the one that everybody wanted, of course. And the parents just saw the word Voltron, they would buy it, and it would always be the vehicle Voltron. As a matter of fact, my first Voltron was a vehicle Voltron. You know, and I remember back then thinking like, oh, it's not the vehicle Voltron, but I was super happy because the box was gigantic, and I ended up falling in love with the vehicle Voltron. And I'm sure that's the same story with a lot of kids growing up. I know Josh B over at Collection DX has a similar story. But yeah, so even though I watched Lion Force mostly, this guy had a little place in my heart. So this is what we got here in the US, and there's a flap that comes out. I just have it shrink, not shrink wrapped, but like cellophane wrapped, but the flap would come out. And I used to love looking at the backs of these boxes because I'd be like, oh my god, I want all of those, right? And you know, this toy was great. I mean, it stood up to the test of time. People would, especially me and my cousin, would bash it around, and it held up. It held up, and I used to love taking it apart and pretending it like, you know, came apart, you know, and combined or whatever. But as we all know, it did not do that. Now, there was a few things that were a little weird with this. That always, you know, you would find holes in certain places where you would think like a button would be, and that's really because this was brought over here and, as my friend Jonathan would say, neutered. And that's exactly what's been happening. They neutered the version that we got here in the US, safety reasons, I'm assuming, but we kept a lot of the cool stuff like the metal, and I believe these were made in Taiwan. So yeah, I mean, it even says down here made in Japan or Taiwan. They're just like, whatever, just shove it in there wherever it comes from. And one day, since I'm getting old, I'd like to sit down and share some stories about that whole Taiwan-Japan thing that I know about over the years. But anyway, without further ado, the reason I'm showing you guys this is because I think it's about time I show you. I don't know if anybody's even done a review of this guy, I don't think. But doesn't matter because you're going to see mine. But anyway, let's move that guy over because this is what Japan got. They got the cool version of the vehicle Voltron, which is the Dairugger XV or Dairugger 15. Got the little Popy logo. This, by the way, is a vintage figure, so don't go looking for it unless you want to pay a good amount of money. But I did have to give up a few larger size. I want to say few, maybe a couple, but I got this and another cool figure in a trade. Thanks again, Jonathan. But I gave away some stuff that I didn't really need so that I can get this, and I'm happy I got it. So go well with my Go Lion. I gotta say, artwork, awesome. Looks really weird. It's already a weird looking robot, and look at the way they make it. It's like squished, and he has gigantic feet. You know, who knows what they're thinking when they do that, but it gives it the certain amount of charm. And here, there's no mistaking, it is made in Japan. And one of the things that always caught my attention as a kid was all those awesome big like logos that the Japanese would have. You know, it's just, oh, I always loved the way that looked. Anyway, I'm lucky enough to have one that's in a decent box here, so we're going to go ahead and open it and check it out. Now, a lot of times the Chogokins and the Godaikins and all that would be sent over in the original cardboard. This was not, the version that we got, the US version, didn't get sent over in this same cardboard, but it's similarly packaged. Let's take a look at this. Please don't fly out. It's just my luck it would do that. So it shows you here a sword. See that, guys? You're probably like, what? You got a sword? Yes, he has a sword. And you'll notice he's got rocket punch, which we did not get in the US version. Alright, and I believe the little airplane always came off, right? On the, yeah, I think it does. Wait, actually, oh, yeah, it's there. Alright. And look here. Look here. Those holes that are blocked. Oh, actually, I didn't realize that. There are no holes on this. I guess they remolded. Yeah, it's got to be the Taiwan one. I can imagine the ones made in Japan probably had the holes. Maybe somebody who's better informed than that can let me know. I could have sworn I saw the holes, but maybe I'm thinking about this one. But yeah, they shoot missiles. Look at that, guys. Shoot missiles. And it shows you the very little bit of articulation it has in the knees, which is very tiny. And of course, a sword. So you're probably like, oh, that's so cool. Because I would have been blown away as a kid if I got to see that. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with this. I'm not even going to take the missiles out of the bag. It's a vintage figure, guys. It's already amazing as it is. If this is this 1981? Is it 1981? I'm slipping because I used to know all this stuff, but it's been so long. But anyway, I believe it's 1981. But anyway, you got the little missiles, which would go there. Okay, you got the sword. Sword is in great shape. No fingerprints on it. I'm even not too keen on taking it out, getting fingerprints on it, but you got the sword, right? You got the extra fists. This is so cool. Got the extra. Oh, look at this. That is not good. I was going to say I thought there was a spring in there. Yeah. Well, the little pin that gets held in there came off. Probably because of the cold up here, guys. Again, it's freezing. I'm filming this in an attic since I don't have space right now. But that's supposed to be in there. Now I'm sad. Listen to my voice. I'm so sad. Please don't be broken on this one. What in the hell? They're all broken. What? That's not good. That's not good. Now I'm even more sad. Listen to my sad voice. Jonathan, I hope you didn't do that on purpose because you were upset that you got this for me or that you traded for me. But anyway, now that we know it's broken, let's just take it out. Look at this thing. It doesn't even come out. I don't even think this has been taken out. Jeez, how am I going to do a review if this thing doesn't come out? Look at that. I don't think this thing has been taken out. He's free. And I got all my dirty fingerprints all over him. It's going to cause his paint to oxidize. But you can check them out. There you go. All the beautiful shininess. Whoa. What I'm going to do, guys, is not really... I hate like saying that. I'm just afraid like if I press that button, the fists are just going to break off. Because both fists here are broken. And I really... You know, I hope you understand. I hope you understand. I know it's a review, but this robot is probably older than a good majority of you watching these videos, if you even care to watch something or a video of an old cartoon. Anyway, back to the point. Yeah, I just want to be very careful because this is a very pricey figure. So that's it. I mean, I'd hate to... bring it to this point and just be like, oh yeah, so I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to do anything with it. Now let's see if I can get the sword on at least. I don't want to touch it with my greasy hands. So let's go ahead and do this with a little piece of paper. Now, at least you get to see the sword. Alright, and there he is with that one. Yeah, so a couple of things. This has that Popy blue plastic, which is notorious for disintegrating. So I won't return in the head or anything. But if we take a look at the one inside, it's a dark blue plastic that's not as metallic-y looking as that. So maybe this is the Taiwan version. And the details, like the paint apps, definitely not as sharp as the Japanese version. So of course we got, you know, the watered down version without the holes and for the missiles and things like that. And it's always a nice thing to really be able to take a look at both and see how things were back in the past and how cool it was for kids in Japan to have the nicer toys. But yeah, that's it, guys. Nothing spectacular, but I did have to at least get this on my channel since this is going to go away in storage until I can you know, really display him properly. And if you have any questions or comments, guys, again, I'm sad because these are broken. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until next time, bye-bye.